welcome back. I'm Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. Today we are going to do some chain plying of this lovely single from this absolutely gorgeous CVM Romeldale from Greene County Wool in upstate New York. You may have been following along. We went from this gorgeousness after it was scoured to this gorgeousness when we made this into a bat, and it is, look at the sproing on this thing. It's like crazy springy. And then we spun this single last week, and today we're going to ply this. What I would like to do, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Usually I will chain ply either on my e-spinner or on my Kromski Sonata, which is my upstairs plying wheel. However, I'm pretty happy and comfortable down here, so I'm going to try to do this on my Minstrel. And I switched it out to the jumbo flyer, and I'll see if I can get the tension adjusted to a acceptable place for me. So what we're going to do is use my Lazy Kate. This is my arched Lazy Kate, and we'll just load this up on here. Have, when I'm chain plying, not as much tension as I have on this if I am 2 or 3 plying, so, because I don't want it to break, because breaking when you're chain plying is a big pain in the butt. So I think that's going to be pretty good. The other thing that I do when I am plying, I always turn my Lazy Kate so that the yarn comes over the top. For me, I think it makes more sense. It's less likely to tangle if I had more than one bobbin on here. So let's take this to the wheel and get started. I like to keep my Lazy Kate behind me as far as I can to my left and behind me. And what I'm going to do, and you've seen me do this a bunch, but I'm just going to do it again here, is I'm going to tie this end into a loop. And I haven't even looked to see what leader I have on here. Let's find out before I get too carried away. And I'm going to try to put this on, so the problem and the reason why I tend not to do this too much on this wheel with the jumbo flyer is I have my drive band, which is a double drive band, set for my regular flyer. And if I wanted it for my jumbo flyer, it would have to be longer for it to be really, easily comfortable. However, I think that I can get away with this. If I can't, we'll just switch to my e-spinner. But I think that this is going to be okay. So I'm just going to pull this out. And the other thing that I'm doing is I just put all these parallel. I made this as low of a tension as I could get on it, and I'm just barely clearing. In fact, I want to turn this just a tiny bit more that way. And these hooks can move on here, so I don't want to scratch my mother of all here. So I'm going to, I think that's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to hit it all. If you notice, because I have this on a lower setting, my flyer, I guess you're looking at it from this side, but instead of it being level like this, when I decrease the tension, the wooden, I think you call this a worm screw here, comes through this block, and it lowers and raises this. And if this is stationary, my orifice here. And so this part is stationary. So the whole thing doesn't move up and down as a unit. It moves more like this. So whenever I'm looking here, these back here, they have pretty high clearance. And as it comes down, it gets closer and closer and closer till you can see that I've hit it on more than one occasion in the past right there. Right now, though, it is clearing by less than 1 millimeter. Hopefully that'll be okay. But that's because it tilts down like this. If it moved it up and down levelly, I'd probably be able to get it to a lower setting. But anyways, that's why it's a struggle for me to do that on here, because I have the wrong drive band. But it is what it is, and we're going to make it work. So it may not be the smoothest chain ply, but I think we'll be able to have this turn out really well. So now we have our one loop on our single. And I have a loop here on my leader. And last night I was experimenting with this, and I was spinning a single that's merino and silk from the fold. and I was struggling with it, and I finally had it dialed in. So I don't think I'm going to mess with it. And this might be the exact right way for this one. Let me see if I can get this to catch first. So I'm doing this right-handed, loop on my single, loop on my leader. The loop on the single is in my right hand. I'm going to bring this loop through the loop in my left hand. And this is how we're going to start the setup here. And all I'm going to do is I put my hand through this loop and I grab the single below. And what that's going to do, if you see how this is going to come together here, I'm going to pull this through, making a big loop. Typically I make as big a loop as I can, that way I have less joins on it. And then if you look here, you'll see where this 3-ply is. So here's our 3 plies right here, 1, 2, 3. And that's what chain plying is. All right, now here we go. Actually, this isn't too bad. I thought it was going to be worse than this. I might actually be able to put a little more tension on it. So here we have our chain ply. So we're making this big loop, and then I'm catching it at the back. Oh, look how pretty this is. Let's check out our ply back test here. Oh, it's so springy. When you see me doing that, you think, oh my gosh, it's so thin. You see how thin my single is? Look at how thin my single is. And look what it is 3-plied. And it looks way thicker than you would think. I mean, this thing has got some sproing. This is the most springy fiber. I tell you, Rambouillet and Polworth, I think, are some of the springier fibers I've worked with, but this one is even springier than that. So what I'm looking at here is, so this is probably going to be a very lovely worsted weight, because on here it's a 9, maybe a 10. So I think we're probably looking at somewhere between a DK and worsted weight, but this is lovely. And when I let it come back on itself, I know they say you should be able to make a gentle curve that doesn't coil back, but in my experience, a little bit of coiling back on itself actually works pretty well. And you know, you don't want it to coil tightly, but you know, a nice little gentle curl here, I think, is going to be fine. And again, this does have a lot of sproing in it, so I'll just have to be careful about not putting in too much twist. So let's continue on here. The one thing I love about a treadle wheel is that I have so much control over everything I do. When I have an e-spinner, sometimes the twist gets away because, so in that moment, did you see how I paused to find that loop and make sure that everything was nice and there were no pigtails or anything? Well, the e-spinner just takes off and there's nothing I can do about it. It just goes. And I mean, I can stop it, but even when I hit it with my foot to stop, it doesn't stop right away. It takes a second or two for it to stop. So this I have so much control, because when I want to stop, I just stop. So I have some big exciting things coming. I made my first custom blend top, and it's supposed to be delivered tonight. I'm going to check it out, but hopefully maybe after Christmas I'll be able to show it to you, and I'm really looking forward to it because I will have it available for a purchase on my website, amongst other things. So this is looking really good. So same thing here. And this has maybe a little bit more twist in that. I could probably take a little bit out, but I don't want to take much out. I actually really like this. It's almost like it has nylon in it. It's so awesome. And you can see how my wheel is spinning a little bit when I first started. It's like sliding. And that is because the tension is so low on it. One thing I do notice is that my wheel is kind of kicking up. We'll have to check that out. In fact, let me see what's happening here. Ah, I see. I lose my peg? I did. I lost it. That happens sometimes. There's a little wooden peg that goes right here, and it holds this in, and it fell out. And so that's why my wheel seems to be moving all over the place. It's moving up because I don't have this peg. I got to find it. I hope the dog didn't eat it. I mean, he wouldn't chew it off of here, but yeah, I can't really continue like this. So let's pause. So let me see if I can find my peg, and then I will be back. Well, that was easy. I got up to turn off the camera, and I found it. It was sitting right at my feet. So no puppy involvement whatsoever in that. This little wooden peg, and they use these a lot in all their stuff. That goes right in here. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of make sure that I have everything centered the way I like it. Every now and then this happens. There. And there's little divots on here that kind of let you know where the right place is. And I like to do this so the wheel doesn't rock back and forth too much. I'm going to put this in here like so. And again, I like to kind of tighten this up. And that's what's holding this wheel literally in place. So if that peg is gone, then this wheel is going to move everywhere. But now you see it's not moving forward and backward, and it's not sliding up and down. So now we'll be back in business. That just falls under the more you know about your wheel category, the better you can troubleshoot issues that come up. Counterclockwise. So, but that's what I was saying earlier before I was so rudely interrupted by dysfunction of my wheel, is that the twist on this, I like having all the control, and I like having the ability to control this with my feet. And it's slipping a little bit because I have it on the lowest possible draw. I actually think I might be able to put a little more tension on this, in fact, and I think I will. And we'll see how that goes. I think it's going to be better. So it's going to draw it in a little faster. So hopefully that'll work out well for our purposes. All right, let's just take a look and see where we are with this. So yeah, and this is actually a lot less twist than I had before. And you can see why I don't mind having a little curl back on this. Because if you look at this here, so there's very little ply back on itself. You see how this particular spot is not really coiling up on itself. Let's see if I can pull some more of this out. This is having a little bit of coil back on itself, but I actually like the structure of this yarn. So if we look at this, it doesn't like separate whenever I let go, and it's not coiling up too much. I mean, I'm holding it here, and it's not really tangling up or anything. It's not crazy over twisted. And you notice that with my increased tension on the wheel's not sliding anymore. So that was good all around. Yeah, I think this is going to work a lot better. Just needed a tad bit more tension. Sorry, on my draw, not on my lazy Kate. And I try to make sure that when I slide my hand up, where the little joins are, where the loops overlap, right here at this join, where you'll see that there's actually 4 threads. You see that? Darn, I do need to get my lap blanket. So there's 4 threads here, and that is what makes that little bump that a lot of times you see. So I like to make sure that I have plenty of twist on that area, and that so you don't see or feel a little lump there. And this fiber actually does a really great job with it because it has a halo, so it will just blend right in, and you really can't see it or feel it. So this is the perfect fiber for this, which is why I'm chain plying. We're going for full-on, springy, floofy woolen. And remember, this is all woolen prep, so this was drum-carded woolen, pure woolen. There's no... It was all totally random fiber alignment. And I ended up running it through the drum carder 3 times. And so it is very floofy and airy. And you can see that. I mean, look at this. As soon as I relax on this, just look at it poof up. Do you see that? Oh, I wish you could feel it. It's like light as air. It is so energized to feel the sproing in there. Really nice. And if I let go, really, it's not overly plied. I think this is going to be gorgeous when it comes off of the nitty-knotty. I really do. So I am going to continue on here. What else is happening? Christmas is coming. I don't think that I will be making a video next week. I'll be busy with Christmas things and family. My daughter just called tonight. Right before I started this video, she's supposed to come home Sunday, and she said that she's going to be able to come home tomorrow. So that'll be nice. So we'll have her here. And I have off through the first of the year, starting next Tuesday. So that'll be awesome. So like basically a week from now. And I'm really looking forward to it. I love, love, love Christmas. I also love doing a lot of fiber stuff over Christmas, and I do a lot, as much as I possibly can. And my husband has to work over Christmas. He works 2 to midnight every day. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, all the days. So we're debating what we're going to do. I think we might take him a Christmas dinner at work. We'll try to plan something for that. He's a state trooper here in Maryland, so yeah, he always gets the cruddy shifts. If there's a holiday, he's working it. But he worked on Thanksgiving 2 to midnight also, and that was also not our best Thanksgiving ever. He tried to come home, but then he got busy, and so the dinner was cold when he got here. But that's all right. It was still wonderful that he could come home at all. He stopped in and he was able to eat, and then he had to run right back out. Look at this. Can you see this bobbin? Oh, I just love this. It's got such a nice halo. So the key to this being successful is having the singles that they need to have a good amount of twist on them, because you don't want it to break or fall apart. One thing I would probably not do would be chain ply with like superwash merino or some very short, slippery stapled fiber that you've spun singles for, because those tend to break real easy, and it would you'd just be giving yourself a whole headache of trying to keep everything from breaking. Let's see if we can get a angle of ply on this. Oh, that's easy. That is right at 30. You're not going to be able to see it. It's really hard to see, but it is right at 30. So I'm going to keep working on this, and then when I am finished with this, I'm going to put it on the Nitty Knotty, and I think I'll probably, I haven't done a Nitty Knotty reveal in a while, and since this one has all this springy yarn, we'll see how springy it looks, and if it's too springy, I will show you that you don't have to worry about it, and I'll show you how I thwack. And I know it's a polarizing topic to thwack or not to thwack. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what the fiber is and what kind of look I'm going for. But we'll see if we need to do anything like that for this. Oh, look at this. It's so perfect. I love it. Here we are, ready for my favorite part. Let's see how our twist does. Let's take this off. And ta-da! Not over-plied. I didn't think it would be. Still has a lot of sproing in it. See that sproing? So I am going to go put this in for a soak, and then we'll see this when we have it all nice and dried. Here we have our final yarn. It looks so nice. I really like it. It's very airy. Let's see if we can get an even better close-up here. It's super light and fluffy and very, very lofty. And this is going to be wonderful and warm. I can't wait to get the other half done over Christmas break. And I'm very pleased with the consistency, and the long draw worked really well with this. It really just spun like butter. I was really thrilled. So here we have it, and I will see you guys in the new year. I'm going to spend some time. I have some big exciting stuff. Let me show you a peek here real quick what's on the wheel. I'm doing a little test spin right now. Look at this cool thing. I know, right? So that's what I'm working on, amongst other things. And I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful and blessed Christmas and happy holidays. And until next time, spin happy. if you want to stick around at the end of this video, I have a little blooper reel from Finn, who was outdoing himself this week when I was trying to make this video. Merry Christmas. Hi, welcome back. I'm Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. We have this
Finn's bumping the cameraman. Okay, that's a blooper reel. Okay.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts of this beautiful... Finn! What are you doing? That was our second take. Hi, welcome back. I'm Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. Come on, Finn. Hi. Please, let me do this. Hi, welcome back. I'm Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. And...
That's Finn.
Okay.